welcome back to Resort Fans. I have the Galkowitz family here. Say hi, guys. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi.
I'm Dave.
I'm Sherry.
I'm Alex.
Alex? Speak up, Alex. You're all the way in the back. And so where did you guys spend your time at Disney?
So our resort time was spent at Old Key West, and we hit all of the parks during our visit.
All right.
Yeah.
And the big talk when I was dropping you guys off was the weather. It looked like you were going to have some entire days that were rained out. Did that happen?
It did not.
No.
We lucked out, minus a couple quick showers here or there, some overcast skies, which were welcomed. The weather, is true to form. We kept an eye on it every day, and every hour it was supposed to rain, it pushed out an hour. So
that's great. That's
yeah.
great. And so when you were like kind of out at the parks and you could see the rain potentially coming through, did they like start shutting down rides or?
The only time they shut down rides were yesterday at Magic Kingdom. There was some thunder and a couple shots of lightning in the distance that came in, and so any outdoor ride at that point in time, they closed down. We lucked out. We were just about ready to walk onto a lightning lane for Big Thunder Mountain, and so they turned that into a park pass that you can use at basically any of the other rides except for the paid for rides. So
okay.
But that was less than an hour, and everything was back open.
Nice. Yeah, I know. I hear they're really, really strict about thunder and lightning.
Yeah, I think I overheard an employee saying the rule was if they hear lightning, they have to close it down. If it's or they hear thunder, if they see the lightning, I think they can roll with it. But the second they hear thunder, the rule is close it down until they get the all clear.
Got it. And so just so on a scale of like say 1 to 5 stars, Key West Resort, Old Key West Resort. Oh, there's some size back there. Only 2 size.
It depends on the use you want it for.
Okay.
So if you're like us and you want to be moving all day, then maybe a 3. If you want a more relaxed feel and you just want to hang out at the resort, I would say it's probably a 4 or 5.
Yeah, and it all depends. I mean, if you were driving, which we didn't do, you could park outside your room, which there's no Disney resorts we stayed at where you can do that. You've got to park and walk and do all that.
Okay.
Here, you could literally just park right outside your room, unload your stuff, be in and out, and drive. But we were so far away from the main lodge during our stay that the first day we took a bus down there. The bus took 15 minutes to get there. So ultimately we decided anytime we had to walk to the front, we'd walk it, and it's at a solid pace, it's going to take you 12 minutes from where we were down to the front, and so that made it really inconvenient because that's where any deliveries, if you're to get Amazon Fresh or anything else, is going to go to there, and they will bring it back to your room, but you have to be there, and you've got to wait for it. So
we aren't hanging out at the resort, we're out in the parks all day long. So for us, like, we just scrapped the Amazon delivery, which meant we were a little low on water at some point, so no snacks or anything.
Well, when you cruise into that resort, it looks like it's all it looks like you're in condominiums.
Yeah. So somebody was telling us, one of the minivan drivers, that it's one of, if not the first vacation club that they made.
Yeah. Okay.
And it looks like they literally made it, in my opinion, when they made it, they weren't planning on making other ones, and they thought it would just kind of be a condoed resort kind of hangout, and you'd be there and do your own thing. And
right.
There's lots of rooms. The rooms are very big. It was nice, relaxing place to be, I would say, overall. It had that very relaxed feel to it.
Keys feel.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Conch Republic feel.
Yeah.
Again, we weren't there to really enjoy the resort.
Right. You were there for the parks.
Yeah, so the parts that we wanted, we found more of an inconvenience.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you really have to be into walking, because before your day has even started, you've gone, you've walked 5 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had and there was a bus stop close by, so if you were taking the bus, we've kind of evolved in our stay where we pretty much exclusively take minivans, which were nice because they could pick us up right outside our room.
Yep.
Right.
For that. Now it's in the back of the property, so getting one, you'd have to wait, 20 minutes for a minivan to show up just based on, that, where at other resorts we haven't really experienced that long of a lead time on getting one. But that's not a big deal. If you just plan to know what it's going to take, that's fine. And there was a remote pool that we did, we did take advantage of on one of the days that was close by that had extended hours. So that was nice, if you wanted to, be able to use that.
Yeah, I would think that would be more of a problem coming back, because, if you're coming back at, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then you're taking a bus, you've got that walk ahead of you.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can take the bus ride to the back of our property. The problem is that by the time you got to our resort, and there's a lot of scooters that get on and off the buses, and at
Okay.
our resort, I think there was 3 or 4 stops that they'd stop at. It literally just added another 20 minutes to your time.
Okay.
And that, on the end of a long day where you're tired and just want to get back, that's the duration of us taking a minivan
Okay.
back. Just the commute within the resort. That's not even before you get back. So
Wow. Now, did you spend any time at the main resort?
we
did.
did. So the first day we got there, we hit a park and then we came back that night and we did eat.
There to go.
There to go that night,
that
and we
was
used
good.
the main pool, and we got breakfast a couple days, and we ate at the restaurant there for dinner one night.
The dinner was fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Is it just one
Just
restaurant
one
there?
restaurant, yes.
One
Olivia's.
restaurant and in a quick service
Yeah.
that's there, and there is another poolside cabana at the pool actually that was back near us, but it's limited hours. I think it's like 11 to 5 or something in there. That
Do they serve food back there?
They
They-
will, yes.
they do, which again, just if you're out at the parks, it's not going to be open
Right.
When you get back.
Right.
Now, what'd you guys have for dinner at that restaurant?
I got prime rib from there, and it was really good for, I'd say, Disney food. At resorts and in the parks themselves, it's usually filet mignon or or beef tenderloin or
Okay.
pork tenderloin or chicken or salmon usually is what the mix are. So it was kind of refreshing at the resort to have something that wasn't kind of the standard
Right.
cuts of meat that they had.
Right. And chicken tenders. Right.
And they
Yeah,
cooked it well.
they cooked it well to order, and the mashed potatoes and the other sides were kind of had that freshly made kind of feel to it, and not the mass made food. So it was good.
Alex and I had the buttermilk fried chicken, and it was amazing. It's so good.
Nice.
Yes.
Alex, what'd you think of it?
It was good.
Okay. 1 to 5 stars.
5 for me. What did you
What
think,
do you give the
Alex?
fried chicken, buddy?
5.
5 out of 5 stars for the chicken.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep.
So it sounds like. So what did you really like about this resort?
I could see myself going back if I were planning to just hang out. Maybe I'm bringing like an extended group of people, or wanted the space and planned on spending more time just hanging out at the resort.
Okay.
I could see myself doing that.
It had a golf course that ran through the middle of it,
Yep.
Which
That's interesting.
we don't golf,
Yep.
but if you did, it had tennis courts. It had
Yeah.
a lot of kind of amenities through
It did.
And I'd say the thing that we liked of our room was it was spacious, which
Yes.
we were down, one, we normally have 4 with us, and we only travel with 3 this time, but our room was, I think it was just under 1,000 square feet for a
That's pretty
1-bedroom
big.
suite. So it was spacious. You definitely had room. You didn't feel cramped in it, and that was nice.
Yeah. I liked how each, grouping of the little units, they had their own community pool. So if you didn't want to go to the hospitality house, the main area, you could go there. And those pools were actually quite big. They had all the amenities for the most part. So like a playground and a hot tub, and they had a drink refill station all right there, and that was pretty close to our room, so that was nice. It was quiet, it was peaceful, the grounds were very clean, well kept. It was very nice.
Now you guys were there for what, 4 days, I think?
We had a 5-day pass, so
Okay.
right, so 5 days, the 6th day,
6 nights.
counting today.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it sounds like if you had it all over to do again, you would probably would opt for a resort that had less walking and wasn't so kind of spread out.
Yeah, just for the fact that we walk all day as it is, and
Yeah.
then you get to the end of the day, and the last thing you want is more walking. You want
Okay.
more convenience.
There's nothing that we couldn't have known. Like we could have known all the things that we didn't really care about this resort in advance. So it's not like it was, we were fooled or deceived on it. We booked it.
Right.
We wanted to try something new, and it's what was available because we booked late. So, it's not anything that they did.
Right.
Or the resort. It just doesn't really fit our needs.
Yeah.
Well, without getting into like specific dollar amounts, but was it reasonable on the scale of?
So we have a Disney Vacation Club. So for us, it's just a matter of points.
Okay.
But it's considered a deluxe, resort. So it's,
I would say it's lower on the point scale than
right, and it's pretty.
some of the newer ones, like the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian are probably the highest. Riviera gets pretty steep.
Yeah.
But this one, I think because it's older and
Yeah, it's definitely not a value, but it's
Yeah.
probably the mid. In your Disney pricing, it's going to be in the mid level of where you're going to
Yeah.
be.
Okay. What about the employees overall?
At the resort, I thought they were very good. In the restaurant, they were fantastic. We had a gentleman named Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Yeah.
Ah, pity the fool.
he was
And,
awesome.
he was great. So they were. So the people at the dining were excellent. I had a question on one morning. They opened up annual passes for Vacation Club members one day, and Disney's website crashed with doing it. So I had just walked down early. They went on sale at 6 a.m. and I went down to the counter, and the lady that was down there didn't really have the information. Wasn't is knowledgeable, I would say, which
Right.
normally Disney people they're on that, or they'll call and get, and she was fine, but she didn't
She didn't know a whole lot.
she didn't have the answers, and she wasn't really at 6 a.m. looking to give me those answers. Yeah, nicely, but not willing, and I
Right.
ended up going in later. I'm glad that she didn't, because I ended up going into Magic Kingdom and going to their customer support. And they were phenomenal. The girl I had there not only helped me, but she applied all the money we paid towards our tickets, which was, for the three of us, like $3,000. She applied that to our season passes, the entire amount, without, with me just asking and saying, hey, can you apply maybe today's, because we're here today, they went on sale today. She backdated it. She applied all that money towards annual passes.
Wow.
And it was phenomenal. And again, I wasn't even an ask. I just said, hey, is there anything you can do? And she
took care of you.
it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Any other things about the old Key West, that stand out? Positive or negative? Anybody go above and beyond, or anybody, not?
At the resort, like I said, I think the restaurant stand at the restaurant staff at Olivia's they were great. But and everything else was good. I mean, everything was, I would say, Disney standards of, it was clean, it was taken care of, the grounds were immaculate. So from that standpoint, I think it was good, but yeah, not anyone else I can think of.
Okay.
Was really above and beyond.
Yeah. Well, and again, we didn't spend too much time in the resort.
Right.
Other than being in our rooms or swimming. We swam this morning, so the pool actually didn't open till 10, but they let people in at 20 of, just so they could get their seats and get situated. So that was good. Because it's so big, I wish they had more inter-resort traveling. They had these huge golf carts with multiple seats for like they could really cart around quite a bit of people. I wish they had like a service where you could just go to a golf cart and they would take you someplace. So,
Right.
you know.
And the gentleman this morning did offer when he came to pick up our luggage, because there was no way I was going to lug that down to the front. We had to check out
Yes.
before we were going to leave the resort, so
Right.
your only opportunity is to get it out. So Bell Service did come get it, which again it was great that the guy came, but you know, you have to wait for them to do there. They have to be there, but which I understand. They don't want to take your stuff and then have someone say that, hey,
Right.
you know, that wasn't there, was there, or lose it.
Yeah.
But not always the most convenient. He did offer to drive me back down to the front, which was great at that point in time. But going into it, that didn't happen, and they really didn't communicate that well to you. And I'm sure they would. I'm sure if you went up to the front, you said, "Hey, can we get a ride at the back?" They probably would.
Okay.
But
But Disney has made a lot of conveniences, and one of them is check-in online. Like you can just check in through the app.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to go to customer service. So here we are blind. We don't know where we're going or what our building is, because you don't have to go talk to somebody and get a map anymore and have somebody explain these things to you.
Right.
So it's kind of a plus and a minus. Like it's nice when you can just get to your room without the hassle, but also it would be nice to know some of those things that you would probably get if you did check in the old-fashioned way.
Right. Right. And so now on to the resorts. Now, you guys, you've been in my limousine before. Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And so you're pros
Yeah.
at Disney. And so what resorts did you guys hit this time around?